So let's just take a look at the actual flight paths and see what they have to disclose. One flight that should be a simple 11-hour shot across the Indian Ocean is from Johannesburg, South Africa to Perth, Australia. However, this flight takes a detour north, stopping in either Dubai, Hong Kong, or Malaysia to refuel, for a total flight time averaging over 18 hours. This ridiculously wayward detour is frustrating to say the least, but on the flat Earth map starts to make sense. Another quick and easy flight, you would think, is from Johannesburg to Santiago, Chile. While an easy 12-hour flight below the Tropic of Capricorn is to be expected, instead every flight crosses the equator to refuel in Senegal, all the way near the Tropic of Cancer, for a total flight time of 19 hours. Though it doesn't make sense on the globe, as you can see it fits perfectly on the flat Earth map. A third flight from Johannesburg is to São Paulo, Brazil, which should be a direct 10-hour flight across the 25th degree south latitude, but instead every flight crosses into the north to stop in London to refuel, making the total flight time 24 hours. From Santiago, Chile to Sydney, Australia, a straight 15-hour flight across the South Pacific is expected, despite refueling options in either New Zealand or any island in the South Pacific. The flight stops all the way at Los Angeles to refuel before continuing south to its destination. As already stated, these detours make no sense on the globe, but are explained and work perfectly well on the flat Earth map, having the North Pole at the center. So investigate the subject for yourself and ask questions.
As a born-again globe earther, I realize NASA, we'd never lie to you. Where the continents are at in relationship to the oceans, it's always been the same. We've always have shown you what the Earth looks like, and it's not flat. We would never change the size of anything. We only do real science. Everything we've shown you has been consistent through the years, the math, everything. There's your Earth, ocean and continents never changing. We went to the moon and we showed you the Earth. There it is, over the American flag, the ever-expanding America. We gave you a picture of the Earth in 2015 from the moon. It's a lot bigger now. It's getting a lot closer to the Earth, which is a little concerning, but it hasn't changed. Us globeheads, we would never lie to you and try to trick you. Never. The Earth's the ball. Wake up. Flat Earthers, pay very close attention to what I'm going to say to you. This is the UN logo, an azimuthal equidistance projection map with the laurel wreaths of Apollyon around it to hide the edges. This belongs to the Freemasonry Society, broken up into 33 degrees of the highest ranking Freemasons. This here is not our flat Earth map. Once again, it's not our map. The tactic of a globehead is to take something that belongs to them, belongs to their Freemasonry Society, who worship angels, devils, and pretend that this is our map and attack us with it. It's a government projection map. And it is very accurate from center point projection. It destroys the globe concerning flight routes, but they know it's not an accurate Earth map. They are using this map and they're making you believe as a flat earther that this is your map, and they're taking it to disprove you concerning flight routes from Australia to South America. This is their tactic. By taking what belongs to them and flipping it over and saying it belongs to you, and this proves that your Earth is a globe. So while they're doing that, they want you to forget about all the flight routes north of the equator from projection on a azimuthal equidistance. They want you to forget about that. They won't even talk about them. Okay, so here's an example of globeheads from metabunk.org. Flat Earth Theory debunked by short flights, the famous QF27 route. That's from Sydney to Santiago, Chile. This is their argument to debunk young flat earthers researching out these things, because they use this flight route all the time. But flat earthers, you know how to, I'm going to show you how to deal with them. And what they'll tell you is that your map, which is not your map, it's a Masonic order map, has too many miles going from Sydney to Santiago, Chile. So this map must prove that the Earth is a sphere. Mick West here, great researcher. Mick West bases his finding on the Earth being a sphere because of an airplane. And he does the same thing. He takes the azimuthal projection map and draws a ridiculous line on it to Santiago and Sydney to prove that we in fact live on a globe and not a flat plane that does not spin. But here's something they won't tell you. Here's a flight tracker tracking the flight from Sydney to Santiago, Chile, and it's picked up by the Australian ATC radar. Okay, this is the Australian Arctic radar system that tracks the flights across the Pacific here. Okay? Australian ATC radar is controlled by these guys, NASA. Yeah, the same guys that brought us the fake moon landings, the fake going to Mars, and the fake ISS space station. In fact, they control all the airline routes that we see on the trackers. The times, the positions, everything. Using airline fleet management, vortex and wake turbulence studies, Denver Airport Coherent Technologies in partnership with the FAA and who? NASA. So, who's the FAA in partnership with? NASA. In August 2005, Air Service Australian Air Services and the United National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, signed a letter of agreement to undertake collaborative research on air traffic management, decision support, automation, communication, navigation, and surveillance. So who is Australia and the FAA in partnership with? NASA. The ones that bring us all the different globe sizes, continent placements, ocean placements. That NASA. The ones that fake going to the moon, fake going to Mars, and fake live feeds on the ISS fake station. All comes from these guys here.